All right, hello, welcome. This is episode 31 of So Well Spoken. With me is Angelus.
Yo.
And DreamVisions.
Hey.
All right, the first thing we need to talk about is Harriet Tubman getting on the $20 bill.
We made it.
Did you see what Ben Carson said?
Man, Ben Carson needs to just die, man. God dang, Ben Carson.
Tell me he didn't open his mouth in the wrong way about this.
No, man, Ben Carson is the coon of coons, man. Nigga is King Coon, man.
Oh, no. Lay it on me.
This man flat out said that we need to put her on the $2 bill and that Andrew Jackson deserves to be on the $20 bill. Like, nigga, for what?
Why?
Like, Ben Carson's at the point for me, like, your medical achievements no longer makes you safe, man. Like,
yeah.
Fuck Ben Carson so much, man.
So he actually has issues. So what motive? Did somebody ask him? Is that why
he was being interviewed on a TV show, I think.
Yeah,
on Fox Business Network.
And of all of the money options, he decided that she should be on the most obscure bill.
The one that's not even being used anymore.
Yeah, in the article it says the last $2 bill was issued in 2003.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about Ben. Yeah, at some point I thought maybe he was doing it for entertainment to get more speaking engagements or something to make a little more money on the side. But now I think he's just genuinely crazy.
And fuck him and Candy.
It's very disappointing.
It really is.
Anyway, Harriet Tubman made it onto the 20.
Harriet is on the 20, fam.
But it's not coming
in 2030.
Boom, 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 wah, 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 wah.
14 short years. Be spending Tubmans.
So then they later said that Jackson will be on the back. Like,
it's like
she's not even getting it all to herself.
No, he's gonna. They're gonna keep Jackson on the back of it. They didn't say that when they first announced it. Though. That's the thing that pisses me off. They waited, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, and by the way, Jackson's going on the back," and it's just like.
I thought part of this was to like erase Jackson because of how crazy he was.
You know how racists complain and their voices are heard and shit, so.
But he was like a genocidal maniac.
You would think that bit of knowledge would be enough to, have people be on board with this.
Have they given a reason why it's going to take until 2030 for us to see these?
Well, the reason is supposedly counterfeit measures and things like that.
Counterfeit measures, huh?
Yeah, I was like, okay.
That's a lot of years to get some counterfeit measures. It's disappointing because when I first heard about it, right, my first reaction was extreme excitement, right? Because finally we're getting somebody who really, really impacted America in just an objectively and unequivocally positive way, right? And it just also happens to be a black woman. Right, so there's all this excitement, and I'm thinking about my grandfather. I'm thinking about he's 90. Yeah, he's gonna get to hold a piece of U.S. money that's gonna have a black woman on it, a black person on it, and what all that could mean, just sort of in the context of his life and life experiences. And then I hear 2030. Now we got good genes, but I don't know if they're good enough for him to hit. 104. Well, actually, his mother lived 106. So, I guess hope isn't gone, but it just disappointed me, and I think it probably disappointed a lot of people. If they even heard about it, I think the volume was so loud on the initial part of the announcement that, like Angela says, slipping in these fine details that shouldn't be small, are getting missed.
Mostly, I'm disappointed in the fact that they felt the need to keep Andrew Jackson on the bill. It's like, number one, nobody knows who the fuck Andrew Jackson is. And for good reason. He was like a very shitty president. Mm-hmm. And if anybody's listening and they're offended by that, you're an idiot. But it's like, I feel that not only was he like a genocidal maniac, like Moris said, it was the fact that you're putting a woman who rebelled against slavery on the 20, then on the back you're going to put this dude who basically was the complete opposite in every way, shape, or form of Tubman on the back. It's like it's like a slap in the face, really. It's like it's basically what America's been doing to black people forever. Like, you give us shit with compromise. Like, you coddle, bigots and all these people who want to keep the status quo, and Lord knows the status quo is basically a bunch of ain't shit, a bunch of fuckery. And it's like, they're scared. I guess that's what it is, really. Like, they're scared. I don't know what the fuck they're scared about, but there's just this fear that these people have that, black people are going to take things from them. And it's like, we're not really, excuse me, we're not taking it. Like, we're owed this. This is shit that we're owed. This is shit that we've been owed. I hate seeing, shit that we duly deserve being compromised to make other people who really don't deserve it feel better about themselves. It's like, it's nonsense. And then you're taken to fucking 2030, and it's like, come on.
Started off as something that's really exciting, and it is still, it is still great to see. But yeah, there's a lot of sort of disappointment surrounding it that really didn't need to be, in my opinion.
I know every podcast is going to be talking about this, but I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that BuzzFeed video. The video of black people asking other black people questions. I'll put it in the podcast somewhere so people have a reference.
Okay.
But I wanted to talk about this point by point.
Why is it so hard to be on time? Like, why does 5 to 10 always become 20 to 30? If my dab is on fleek, am I lit?
Why is it a problem if I like anime?
Why do black people look at your shoes before they greet you?
Why are we more likely to engage in the new dance trend than we are to get involved in politics or opening a business?
How did watermelon become our thing? Like, everybody should love watermelon.
Why do you get upset when I don't like a black celebrity?
Race aside, some people are just terrible.
Why do we call each other the N-word, but get vehemently upset when a white person uses the N-word?
It drains my soul to hear the word, and I just don't understand how people who have any understanding of history can use that word.
Why is my natural hair, the hair that grows out of my head, seen as a political statement?
Why do we think people with light skin look better than people with dark skin?
Do you really believe that black is beautiful?
Or is that just something you say because it sounds cool?
Why do some black people say that you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl?
When that is said to me, it still makes me feel like the ugliest little black thing.
Why do some black men only date white women?
Why is it okay for black men to date white women, but not okay for a black woman to date outside her race?
Why do you protest Black Lives Matter
And then tear each other down in the next breath?
Why do we say that we don't want to be seen as a monolith, but then try to take people's black cards away for not liking something that's supposedly black?
Why are we so quick to support a non-black owned business, but then hesitate when it's a black owned business?
I mean, is there a cutoff time for this whole homophobia thing in the black community? Because I'm really looking forward to that.
Why is growing up without a father so common in our race?
Why don't we like to confront our mental health issues? Therapy is such a wonderful and magical place.
Why is there a checklist for being black?
Why is being educated considered a white thing? Why can't I love school and also be black?
Why do I have to be mixed in order to have long hair?
Why do you think well-off black people don't know what it means to be black?
Black isn't only defined by adversity.
Why do some black people say, oh, I have Native American in my family, in order to feel interesting or more valuable than other black people around them?
Why can't we just acknowledge that there are a bunch of different types of black people walking around and they're all amazing and unique and special in their own way?
We within the black community are so quick to kind of tear each other down and to look towards other races in terms of their success and in terms of what they have, but never want to kind of look into the mirror ourselves.
I love black folks, but that doesn't mean I don't have questions.
Why are we always looking for the discount?
So the very first one they brought up was, why is it so hard to be on time?
Oh, you want us to answer that? You want us to answer that?
Just not answer.
I was going to say, like, I don't know what you want me to say.
No, this is in reference to the stereotype that black people are consistently late, which is a stereotype that exists in a lot of cultures actually. Like there's I know Asian like time in the islands they call it island time, and I know a couple Filipino people who call it Filipino time. There's different people who have taken this like stereotype and even applied it to themselves as a group, as like self-deprecation.
So you want us to answer this?
You just give your thoughts on it. You don't have to treat it like a legitimate question.
I was about to say it's kind of hard for me to do, fam. But
you don't have to answer why it is you're late all the time.
Honestly, like I like you said, there are different cultures that have that same mentality, that self-deprecating mentality. And I've always found it weird, like I know people, Asians, Hispanics, even Middle Easterns who make that joke about being late and it's part of the culture. But I've never seen that stereotype attributed to white people in general, within like American culture, I should say, which I've always found weird. It's like nobody ever says, "Oh, white people time," and it's like it's not. White people are late as well, so it's always been weird. But honestly, this is what I feel as far as that stereotype. That and the black people are lazy stereotype. I felt that we got those the day slavery ended and we stopped working for free. Like I feel like as soon as we started doing shit for free, they started labeling us as lazy and shit like that because we're not. We wanted damn money for our work. Oh shit, I'm gonna die. Like as far as the idea of people of color being late to things, who the fuck isn't late to things? Like, like you know what I mean? Like like the idea that this is some kind of phenomenon that's only attributed to people of color is weird, and the fact that it's become a thing that a lot of people believe blows my mind. Like, it's just weird as fuck to me.
I think that kind of goes with white people in America get to be individuals.
Yeah.
So, like, if there's white people in your life who personally are late frequently, it doesn't become a white people thing. Like, that's just Jeff. Jeff's late all the time.
Yeah.
But whereas if you're the only black dude in a group of friends, like, of course the black guy's late. And now it becomes, like, you were the representative of your race, and that one time you didn't show up to the park on time.
Damn.
And then you got yourself stereotyped.
Yeah.
Now, the second question is just fucking stupid. I don't even want to go over it. It was, if my dab is on fleek, am I lit? Like,
what?
Who the fuck even told you to say that shit? Who talks like that?
If my dad is on fleek.
If my dab is on fleek, am I lit?
See, that whole video had me heated, man. Like, you just paid a bunch of coons to ask the most cat questions ever. Like, fuck out of here. Because no black person says, if my dab is... That sounds like some shit white people would ask. Like, fucking up the vernacular. Like, I can't. That BuzzFeed video pissed me off, man.
I am actually going to have to ask for a translation.
Christ, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you're that old now.
Yeah, he is really old. He's like in his 40s.
Damn, dude.
You know what? See, that's why I don't like you people.
See, he's low key racist too. He's like Slay a little bit. He's got that inner Slay going on. But no, you know what dabbing is, right? Come on.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, of course.
Fleek was the thing that this girl, I think it was Detroit, she made it up. Just basically like being on point. Like you look nice. Your shit's on fleek.
Okay.
Lit is just that shit's dope. Basically,
Okay.
Another way of saying dope.
Okay.
So yeah.
Now, if you could say that original sentence again from the video slowly for me one time.
If my dab is on fleek, am I lit? I mean, it doesn't even make sense. That's not really how you use lit.
Ooh, Lord.
At all.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons I questioned the video's authenticity.
Yeah. Like I said.
Because if you knew what these words meant, you'd be like, this sentence doesn't make fucking sense.
Well, if Angelus is upset, damn it, I'm upset.
Because I just feel like they just hired Like, they got some black people. It's like, yo, do y'all want some money? Yes. All right. Just come in here, look in front of the camera, and say this shit. And it's like, all right, we'll say it. If my dab is on fleek, am I lit?
Damn.
And they were knowing damn well that shit made no sense when they said it in front of that camera.
Well, I hope they were compensated sufficiently.
Fuck no. Probably get their name with some credits.
Probably.
The next question is, why is it a problem if I like anime? I mean, I don't condone watching anime, but I mean, it. At least Dragon Ball Z is like undeniably popular in minority communities.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. You got to be able to find a couple brown people who like that shit too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that though, I don't know. I've heard that question asked many times. It's just, oh fuck, how do I word this shit? Okay, good lord.
Good luck.
Don't offend, please, Angelus.
Yeah. All right. So basically, I just think the reason why is because, I mean, for the longest time within the black community, you know.
Here it goes.
Yeah. Fuck. This is so hard.
Everyone be quiet. Here it comes.
Being like not conforming to the I guess, for lack of a better word, like the stereotypes that people put with black people, that was looked down upon, you know. Like, if you liked anime or you listen to rock music or anything that was outside of the norm that was considered at the time black culture, it was looked down upon, like, heavily. Like, you were clowned left and right. You know what I mean? Like, if you were a male, you basically were not subscribing to the hypermasculinity mindset and ideology that was a very big thing within our community during that time. And even now today, but like I said, it's gotten so much better to the point where you can be anything you want to fucking be, really. But it's like, for a lot of people, you know, they were stuck between wanting to like those kind of things like anime, you know, manga, J-pop, K-pop, all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, they wanted to be accepted by their brothers and sisters. I mean, hell, I'm on, like, just looking on Twitter, I see so many, like, black dudes and black women who've got, like, anime-inspired usernames and stuff like that. Like, but, yeah, like, during the 90s and early 2000s, I felt that the identity of what it meant to be black was, like, very, very narrow. Nowadays, it's, like, so much wider. Like, I think, you know, just as a collective, you know, unit, we no longer put premiums on those kind of things. Now it's less about, you know, how you act as far as a stereotype and more how socially aware you are of what it means to be black in America. That's what makes you black, you know. Mm-hmm. Like, how hard do you rep the black community? Like, do you hold, you know, black women down when they need to be held down? Do you hold your fellow brother down when he needs somebody to watch his back, you know? Like, do you throw them under the bus at the first sign of, like, you know, some white person giving you praise, you know? Do you toe that, you know, racist line, or do you step over it and put your foot down for the black community? Like, that's what, like, especially now, that is what makes you more or less black, whereas before it was a more of a how you acted as far as stereotypes and things. Like, now it's like, even within the black community, like, staying along that old school black line, stereotypical line, is kind of looked down upon, you know. Like, you kind of get, it's kind of weird because, like, now the people who are like stereotypically black, like, they're the ones getting clowned on because it's like, yo, you're not socially woke, or like, yo, you're stuck in your old ways thinking this is what it means to be black, and you're doing nothing to help the cause. And so that question to me, like, I don't understand it in 2016 because I don't think it's a problem in 2016. But again, that's just my
anime
view.
Is always a problem.
I
know this is as it pertains to being black, but I don't really want to talk about anime with anyone. To be 100% honest, like, that was real. Like, going back to, like, high school, like, I don't care, like, indiscriminately. I just don't want to talk anime with any of those, like, people in the Japanese club. Like, we're just, like, mostly white guys in silk Dragon Ball Z button-ups. Like, I don't really want to hang
Damn,
with you.
the silk button-ups, though.
Morris, yo, this sounds like some real shit that's gonna happen into your life, man.
It is, man. He just flashed me back to the silk. You remember the silk?
Yeah, man.
Button-ups.
I had a few.
With the freaking.
Oh no,
I knew somebody was gonna tell on themselves. That's why I kept it going.
Hey, man,
tell us more.
I don't care.
How many?
I had a few. I had 3 of them. It was no biggie to me. Like, honestly, the weird thing was like, I've never had a problem being black and liking all that shit when I was a kid, man. Like, I hung out with basketball players. I hung out with some less than ideal cats, and like we would just because like I think the problem is like for a lot of those people that's all they know, that like that's their entire knowledge set, so they have nothing else to talk about outside of that. So it's like, yo, you're boring as fuck, you know. It's like, but for me, I mean, like for me and others like me, you know, like, yo, you want to talk basketball? I'll talk basketball with you. You want to talk about hip hop? I got you. Like. You know, like
Angelus hooping in his silk button up.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it now. Okay,
bro. Like,
I think that's a big issue. Like that crowd is usually absorbed in that one thing.
Yeah, it really is a thing. That honestly, I think that's the main problem, really, because it's like you meet people like that, right, and you can automatically know like what all they give a damn about. You know, it's like they make it their very lives, you know. It's like it defines the way they dress, the way they talk to other people. Like I knew this girl when I was in school. She was really big into anime, and she would interject in all her English sentences all the time, Japanese randomly, and I'm just like, oh my fucking god, fam! Like, can you stop? No. Like there are like. Here's the thing. I like anime. Like I like anime. I like manga. All that stuff. Like I'll talk shop with you all day about it. You know, you can go super deep into the nerdism, and I'm still there with you. But it's like you need to have other things to talk about to keep me, you know, interested in this whole thing. And it was like with her, it was like she was like number one. Like she didn't really care about being socially aware. So that was something that was not cool with me. But it was just like all she talked about was, I felt that, honestly, this is the thing, I felt that she didn't want to be black. I felt that she wanted to be Japanese, and so it was just really weird to me.
Wow.
Because, like, she would always interject one random Japanese word in a full English sentence, you know? And she started doing that after I told her I used to live in Japan. And, like, from there, it was a wrap on my life. Which is why...
She thought y'all were about to vibe right then.
Yeah. It was like... Yeah, that's basically what it was. She just thought that, oh my God, you're the one. And I'm like, oh my God.
You were Japan for her. You're as close to Japan as she could get.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's deep and sad at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, she's actually gotten a lot better now, though. Like, we keep in contact via the Book of Faces, you know.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
Like, now she's like, the crazy thing is she's like complete opposite end of the spectrum now. Like, she's so socially woke, it's creepy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. Like she wears nothing but green, black, and red.
Whoa! Yeah, she went the whole.
I was like, whoa! Okay. Like, she's up in Charlotte right now, though. Like, but I was just like, this is crazy.
DIY country.
Should I assume she discovered the Black Action movement in college?
Yeah, I think that's really was like.
That's usually what happens.
Yeah, like I think she just got like really deep into it. Like she posts a lot of like near Hotep-ish stuff. Yeah, so
Hotep adjacent.
Yeah, I was like, I think I liked you better when you were just big on anime, man. Like,
oh, what an insult!
No, it's just because like honestly, like there's a line between being pro-black and being Hotep. You know what I mean? Like, and when you cross that line, it's hard to come back. And so, like,
we're getting too much mileage out of this. Why is it a problem? I like anime question.
All right, so I'm gonna end it then. So, but basically, I mean, to go back to the original question before we got to Hotep territory. But like I said, I don't think that it's nearly as big a problem in 2016 as it was in like the 90s and stuff like that. I was only like 5, 10, but. I would imagine that it was a very big problem because we were going through that whole, you know, pro-black movement during that time. And it was like, if you weren't on board, then you weren't black. So that's my take anyway.
right, the next question is, why do black people look at your shoes before they greet you?
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I don't.
Like I said,
I was hoping you guys could enlighten me on that one.
Who the fuck does that? No, none of us can, because that's something that white people made up.
Yeah, yeah.
They should have asked, why do we do a nod or something? Because that's real, but I've never met a black person who stares at your shoes before they talk to you.
Yeah, that'd be a really weird. That's a really strange sort of a stereotype to suggest that an entire populace engages in.
They're trying to make that a thing, fam. They're trying to make that a stereotype.
The next one is one of the dumbest ones. Why are we more likely to engage in the new dance trend than we are to get involved in politics or opening a business?
The hell?
What the fuck? All right, number one, like black women, like number one, because I remember that part of the video, and I remember it was a black chick who said that shit. Like, number one, statistics show that black women are opening up businesses at an alarming rate within our communities. So
I wouldn't say alarming. I think that's not the greatest word to use. That sounds like some Stormfront wordage.
Fine, at a tremendous rate. All right.
There you go.
Like, I think it's like 3-1 to black men. Like, a lot of the startups and a lot of the black startups, I should say, because I don't want to make it sound like something else, but a lot of the black startups in Silicon Valley are actually being led by black women, which is super dope to see. Most people, not just black people, most people in America are low information when it comes to fucking politics. Like, I don't know where this idea came from that only minorities don't give a fuck about politics. White people don't give a fuck about politics either, unless they're in their fucking 80s and shit. But like the idea that, we that hopping on a dance, trend is some unique black thing is the most ridiculous notion I've ever heard, considering the fact that, white people think Miley Cyrus invented fucking twerking. So how can you sit here and say that, black people were just hopping on these dance trends so quickly when, number one, we make the damn trend. So it's not like we don't hop on any trend. We make the trend. Everybody else and their mom follows behind us. What do you, how can you attribute that to being a black thing, Like, everybody does the exact same thing. White people hop on dance trends and, Asians, Hispanics, like everybody does that. Nobody in America really gives two fucks about politics. That's just a universal thing. Don't try to attribute that to just black people. That's fucked. Like, scratch that, man. It's nonsense. Fuck BuzzFeed, by the way.
Yeah, we're not even like a quarter of the way through these questions.
Really? They had that many ignorant questions?
They had it like 20-something. I think it was 27.
Fucking damn. Fuck BuzzFeed, man.
And just so that I'm clear, these are questions that they talked black people into asking to the camera?
People. Yeah, man.
How did watermelon become our thing? I don't think we even need to talk about that one.
Hell no.
Why do you get upset when I don't like a black celebrity?
Oh my god, yo. I'm so happy I don't have fucking high blood pressure.
We could probably skip over that one because
that's interesting. This was really a thing.
Why do we call each other the N-word but get vehemently upset when a white person uses the N-word?
No. Yo, I hate BuzzFeed so much.
I mean, this question's been answered thousands of times.
I'm just going to make it really succinct, I'm going to quote, what's his name, Mark Lamont Hill, when he said it, when he was talking about... talking to Trinidad James. We call each other my nigga because we recognize that we are two people stuck in the same fucking struggle. The struggle of oppression, being stereotyped to death and back, all of that, right? A white person does not know these struggles. I don't give a fuck if you're coming from a trailer park. You still do not know the struggles that we go through, okay? You might think you do, but you do not. So so when I see another black person, I say, what up, my nigga? I say that to them because he is my nigga. He is somebody who's gone through the same struggles that I have, whether that being pulled over by the police for no reason or fucking being denied an apartment because of my skin color. These are things that we go through. basically it is an acknowledgement that I see you over there, my fellow brother who's gone through the same struggles. So when a white person says, "What up, my nigga?" it does not register because you do not go through those struggles. Therefore, you have no right to say that word. That's number one. Number two is, if you check the last damn 400 years of this country's history, the word nigga has been used to put us down at every turn. So we've taken that word, exactly, every damn turn. We've taken that word and we've turned it into a point of solidarity for those who understand what it's like being black in America. You can have a black boyfriend or a black girlfriend, but that doesn't make you black. That just makes you a person who fucking knows black people. That's where it begins and that's where it ends. And so it gets on my nerves to hear white people really get upset that they cannot say this one fucking word. And it's like, get the fuck over it. Like, just get over it. You can't say it. Let me rephrase that. I can't stop you from saying it. But if you say it to a black person and you get your ass kicked, that's all on you.
We need like an organ to play in the background as Angelus drops his knowledge, because all of it is correct. There's nothing I can add. It is flawless.
And the next question is, do you really believe that black is beautiful, or is that just something you say to sound cool?
Excuse me, who the fuck said that one? Yo, that person right there needs to get their ass kicked. Like, somebody put hands on that person right there. Their mom did not love them at all. Like, you can tell their mom didn't love them, because there is no way in hell you could pay me to say some shit like that on the camera. What in these 9 circles of hell kind of bullshit was that kind of a question? We're never going to dignify that with an answer, yo.
Why do we say that we don't want to be seen as a monolith, but then try to take people's black cards away for not liking something that's supposedly black?
I mean, look, there are some basic rules, etiquette, expectations that still come with being a person of color. And when you fall short of those sort of basic baseline, I mean, we're talking about some very low bars to clear here. But when you ain't clearing them, somebody's going to let you know, because like we've talked about in all these other questions, you are unfortunately representing all of us, among other reasons, among just common sense.
There are some basic reasons. Like, number one, don't go waving a Confederate flag around talking about this isn't racism, this isn't racist. You can get your shit taken. I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't be that.
Don't do that. Number two, don't co-sign on racist coonery. Like, don't co-sign on fucking racist tomfoolery saying that, oh, it's okay. Don't be that black friend.
Please don't be the black friend that those people reference when they talk about their black friends. Don't be that.
Like Dylan Roof's friend. I will question your blackness. Like, that's just all to it.
As you should. And in fact, whatever you see Ben Carson doing, if you're doing anything that could resemble what Ben Carson is doing, don't do that.
Don't be Ben Carson.
Don't do that.
Why is growing up without a father so common in our race?
Are you motherfucking kidding me right now? I swear to God, she had to have been adopted by a white person.
Yeah, I mean,
You got this thing that Reagan and Nixon started, war on drugs. It was a pretty dope thing back in the day. Get it? Dope. Yeah, put a lot of black fathers in prison. So, kids are still going to be born. That doesn't stop happening. And so, a lot of them ended up in prison. And then, sex is a thing that everybody dabbles in, I should say. And so sometimes you have kids and the father doesn't want to be part of the life. So he's not. Let's not act like this is only a black thing, because white dads don't be around either. I feel like that's some basic black knowledge, though. Like, if you're a black person and you...
the war on drugs,
it's
the prison industrial complex. Just read the new Jim Crow and you're good. Like, you could answer
seriously
a few of these.
That's why I said I'm either the person who, like, the black dudes who were asking these questions, they were either raised by, like, white people and have never interacted with a black person, or they're just reading from a cue card that white people wanted to ask, but they were too scared to ask themselves. Those are the only two explanations I can come up with, man, because these questions fuck.
Yeah. A lot of these questions could just be framed to America, really.
They really can.
Yeah. I mean,
why don't we like to confront our mental health issues? That one in particular could be just ask America that one.
Again,
I was just about to say that.
This guy, Reagan, he kind of dismantled the entire mental health care system in America to save money. That's the reason why he did it, actually, was to save money and to be seen as fiscally conservative. So as a result, you know, the idea of mental well-being and mental health fell by the wayside. And you also need to remember that, once again, Black people are very religious. So add that with the fact that, you know, Reagan dismantled mental health care and anything about it within this country, and you get the idea that your woes can be solved by praying to God. You know, your problems can be solved by a prayer or just sucking it up and just getting on with your life. Like, that is a thing within our country, regardless of your race. Like, if you come from a very conservative white family who's deeply religious, you're gonna get the exact same spiel: pray and just suck it up and keep on moving. Like, so the reason why you see it so prominent within the Black community is because, once again, the Black community is very, very religious. So instead of going to the doctor for something like mental health, something that cannot be truly seen, you know, that's not something that you can see afflicting somebody. You know, that's something that they have to tell you.
And I think that's it for BuzzFeed. We gave them enough time. So Erykah Badu.
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite.
Yeah. It's a damn shame.
What's she up to these days?
Oh, you don't know?
Oh, let me catch you up.
Please do.
So Erykah Badu tweeted a few days ago about a New Zealand dress policy that dictated that girls had to wear skirts so that they don't distract boys. They're knee-length skirts.
Okay.
And she tweeted, "I agree. We are sexual beings. We should consider everyone. Young girls are attractive. Some males are distracted."
Really, Erykah?
Yes, and then she tweeted, "Males should be taught to be responsible for their actions from childhood. It's not okay to prey on young women. But do I think it's unnatural for a heterosexual male to be attracted to a young woman in a revealing skirt? No, I think it's nature." So then after she got pushed back on those tweets, where people are saying that she's reinforcing rape culture and blaming young girls for being sexualized by adult men, she tweeted, "Incorrect. An inclination to be attracted to women of childbearing age is natural. Pedophilia is deviant behavior." And then when people pointed out the childbearing age to her, she tweeted, "An older, healthy, non-deviant males attracted to flowering young women is as natural as developing young girls being attracted to older men." And then she tweeted, "Be careful with feminism, veganism, sexism, racism, socialism, liberalism, naturalism, formism." Wait, formisms kill form by hugging it to death?
Yeah, I think she was trying to say too much of any of the isms, you know, kill it. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about, but yeah.
And then she ended by saying in the 8th grade, she was attracted to her basketball coach. And she wore revealing clothes to try to get his attention.
Wow.
Yeah, man, that's the exact same thing I said. That's all I could say. Like, I read some of the responses she said to people who tweeted at her, and she just, I don't know, like, she basically absolves men of any responsibility because she puts the onus on little women. Like, she basically toes the same line that a lot of America basically says without directly saying it. And like, men, we can't control our urges. We're like these fucking animals and shit. And, you know, if you don't cover up, we're going to rape you. And I'm like, motherfucker, like, I'm in complete control of my facilities. Like, who are these dudes who can't control themselves? And why is the responsibility of women to, you know, cover themselves up because these uncontrollable men? Like, if we actually started, like, fucking, you know, respecting women, number one, and number two, putting motherfuckers in jail when they rape somebody, like, that'd go a long fucking way. Like,
yes, it would.
But yeah, somebody said something to that point to Erykah, and she responded with, I honestly don't remember, so I don't want to fuck it up. Someone paraphrase it, but she said something about how, while that may be true, the fact of the matter is, like, it still happens or something like that. And she's like, so the least that, you know, a young woman can do is cover up. And I'm like, bruh, what the fuck does that even mean, man? Like, it's amazing. Like, it really is amazing how much we get away with as men because we're men, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's like, a woman can get raped, and the first question is never, you know, it's not like the first thing people say is like, what was she wearing? You know, it's like, that doesn't matter. Like, she was raped. Like, the idea that what a woman wears will deter or invite rape is complete nonsense, because it's like, women were getting raped in the 1700s, yo, wearing fucking those long ass brown fucking
curtains
and shit. Like, showing absolutely no skin outside their fucking face. Like, and they were still getting raped left and right. So it's like, it's crazy that people keep using the what you wear as an excuse. And it's even more crazy that so much of America's like, I agree with that. And it's like, are you serious? And I just think it comes from that Protestant, you know, Puritan fucking, that upbringing, man, that we had in America, like white people's forefathers had. Like, and like, it hurts to see Erykah co-signing on that kind of nonsense, because like, for a lot of people, man, like, she was that woke mom, man. Like, she was that socially aware mom that, yo, you were like, yo, put you on some fucking Erykah Badu, let you know what this shit's all about, you know? Mm-hmm. And like, to hear her say shit like that just fucking hurts my soul, man. Like I say, there's a fine line between being pro-black and being Hotep, and she is trying to jump over that damn line so bad, and it's like, come on, Erykah.
I like Shimra Ibrahim's response from verysmartbrothers.com.
What do you say?
He says, it's a false nuance to suggest there can be a proactive measure done to help children and teenagers not get raped. A prayer cloth isn't the barrier between whether or not an adult will make the decision to try and touch you, and I don't know what would make you think otherwise. It's hurtful and it's wrong. Normalizing the compulsion of people who are gifted with the responsibility of guarding children, whether in an official capacity or a familiar one, is not being realistic. It is allowing for a space in which predators can have a space in young lives. It is not a kid's job to accommodate adults into not sexualizing them. And no matter how nuanced you try to make it sound, the fact of the matter is that all roads outside of targeting and raping children is wrong, and the rapist is at fault only ultimately lead to that endpoint. Folks are squinting their third eye so hard trying to find the second side of this story, and are landing cross-eyed, Badu included, which also ultimately serves as an upsetting reminder that our default inclination to associate iconic neo-soul artists with the attribute of being woke is not as accurate as them just being Hotep as all of the fucks.
Damn. Cannot disagree with anything that man just said, especially that last part. God damn.
It was funny. You could hear it coming.
Yeah. When that man said neo-soul artist who was socially woke but Hotep as fuck. God damn. That's basically how I see Erykah right now as well, man. Like, it's a fall, man. It's like watching Lucifer fall from heaven.
I mean, I think the enduring lesson is that
all your idols are false.
Yeah, you know, don't put too many expectations on people that you don't know, because they are eventually going to disappoint you if you let them keep talking.
Yep.
Right.
It just takes time, man.
Yeah, like not everybody is sharp on every subject. You know, God bless them. You know, people try. People usually mean well, I'm sure Erykah doesn't mean ill, but they don't. There are oftentimes points where like common sense stops being common, and and these things, and there's so many things that are they sort of come as a function of experience. Experience in the subject, experience in education, experience in just sort of personal life experiences and things like that. And just because you have a lot of understanding in certain areas doesn't sort of automatically grant you perfect understanding and immunity in some other category. And here we have young Erykah, who thought she had a good point, a good thought, and she found out, it sounds like in very short order, that she did not. And hopefully she learns and grows from it, as everyone should be continually trying to learn and grow as they move through life. But damn, that's a hell of a way to get roasted there.
Yeah.
This is So Well Spoken, a podcast where we talk about culture and entertainment, particularly how it pertains to the black community.
Mm-hmm. Tristan Walker, hit us up, fam.
SoWellSpoken.com. We're on Twitter at SWS Podcast. And from the last podcast we did, I got all my skincare products together. Now I'm right there on Angelus level.
There you go.
Because I can't be the only one on this podcast looking his age.
Yeah.
I won't stand for it.
Hey, man. Skincare is very important. People, they clown men who own their skincare game. But shit, wait until those motherfuckers hit like mid-30s, late 30s, early 40s. Looking like the face looking like the fucking aggro crag. And they wondering why you still look like you're 16 and shit.
Real talk.
Skincare.
I just need Tristan Walker to come through with that bevel. It's the one thing I'm missing.
For real, man. Like, I don't know what he's playing games for. He's seen us on Twitter.
We exist.
Like, you've acknowledged us on Twitter, fam. So let's not play these games anymore. Like, just
our DMs are open.
They really are, man. Oh yeah, I got another DM from a same chick for the podcast though. But I got another DM, same girl. She was just basically saying that she got a couple of her friends listening to it and her mom.
Ah, dope.
Yeah.
Her mom? Well, shout out to her mom.
Yeah. But she was like, her mom really likes the podcast. She said that, number one, she likes Dream's voice.
Hey.
That's not all, though.
I knew it was going to get at least one listener off his voice.
Dude, you got to listen off of your voice too, Moris. My friend, she likes your voice a lot.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I was just like, well, look at that. We're getting people somehow. But, yeah, she was just like, she's got a few people, including her mom, listen to the podcast. They love it. They like the things that we talk about, how we keep it current, about things that have happened that week or the past week. She likes that a lot. Likes the personalities, and she's like, Slay's country accent kills her.
Oh.
So she meant that like as in it makes her laugh.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's like, keep doing it. She loves it. She did question, are we going to have any females on the podcast? And I told them that we'd look into it because I do have a female friend who's socially aware that would like to commentate every once in a while if we would want that.
No, for sure. Yeah. For sure looking into it.
Yeah, I told her that we're looking into it because, like I said, we're men. There's only so much that we can talk from the female perspective and not sound like an ass.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not doing it on purpose. Like, we have good intentions when we try to speak from your perspective. So, don't think that these motherfuckers out here just saying the most random shit because they think it's right. Well, we do appreciate everybody who joins and listens to the podcast, who subscribes to it. Like, even if it's only one extra person a week, whatever, it's still good to know that there are people out there listening to us and gaining something from this, whether it be a laugh because we joke around or learning something that you didn't know before, it's really dope. That's why we do it. That and for Tristan Walker to hook us up.
Yeah, once we get the hookup, this is probably over.
Once we get that first,
if I'm being completely honest.
Once we get that first check, it's a wrap. Like, well, we've done what we came here to do.
We made it. We were validated.
Like, that's right, yo. Like, can you say that your podcast got co-signed by Tristan Walker? I think not. Put that shit on my resume. Like, I'm gonna fucking go apply at Facebook or some shit like that. Like, what's your qualifications? You've heard of Tristan Walker? Yeah. Co-sign me, fam.
The Bevel sponsorship, that's just step one. That's just getting my foot in the door with his investment firm.
I mean, he just got to start up in Silicon Valley, man. Like, yo.
Because that's where the real money is. I don't want your fucking razors. Give me a job, Tristan Walker.
Really?
I'm
like,
trying to eat.
Yo, man, I know how to program. Like, I can design too. Just saying, Tristan, hook a brother up. I'll make an iPhone app for you, fam. It would be dope. Or you can continue to dodge us. That's not cool, actually. Like,
it's kind of mean.
It is. Like, that should have been a BuzzFeed question. Why does Tristan Walker keep dodging us?
Damn.
Yo, for fun, what are the other questions on that BuzzFeed thing?
Is that your idea of fun?
Yeah.
There's only a couple more that I didn't go over.
I like making fun of Hotep, so what did they ask?
The last ones were, why do I have to be mixed in order to have long hair? This sounds like shit like little kids Google.
That's some shit that white people would say, man. I don't... That's hilarious. What's the next one?
Why do you think well-off black people don't know what it means to be black?
Dreams can answer this one, man.
Excuse me.
Well off.
Excuse me.
Dreams, how come you're not black?
Yo, that's an interesting accusation. I don't know if I've heard that one before.
Really?
No.
Wow.
Oh, then you definitely come from money.
Oh,
then.
damn. So we not down. We not down with the experience.
Hey, man.
Is that the suggestion?
That was a question that the BuzzFeed asked. You can answer.
Answer the BuzzFeed. That's not coming from us. We're your friends.
I think it's so. Okay, so what was the question again? I want to make sure that I address the specifics.
Why do you think well-off black people don't know what it means to be black?
Damn, that hurts. I think there are some. In my experiences, that I can definitely say that I have met some people of color that are well off, that are simply, they're like wealthy white folks. They just out of touch. They can't necessarily identify with the struggle because they don't live too many aspects of the struggle on a daily basis. And depending on what kind of people they surround themselves with or are exposed to, they turn into Republicans. You know what I mean? Like bootstraps. They think bootstraps got them birthed into into a wealthy family. I have definitely seen out of touch people of color. Definitely not woke.
Yeah, but their kids always want to be like hood as fuck though.
Yeah.
Like all the time.
Well, and what's funny about it is that their parents, of the black people that I know that are questionable like that, just in terms of being woke and understanding the struggle and trying to being a part of the community in a way deeper than complexion. Their parents are by and large extremely woke. In fact, a lot of them, in my experiences, are they're militant. They black people that like blackness, but I think somewhere along the way they sort of forgot to expose their kids as to the black experience in sort of a fuller way. Happy to be, maybe happy to have their good job. Maybe happy to be out the hood. Maybe happy, I don't know, whatever. But I think there is a real tendency for those people, even those woke people, to sort of forget that their kids are not being actively exposed in the same way that they, in the same way that they grew up. You're in a nice gated community. Damn, you in a nice gated community. There's probably ain't no black people around. It's probably just a couple families, a few families maybe, out of 100 homes or whatever, 50 homes, and you sort of, without realizing it, are limiting their intake of the black experience outside of your family. So you really have to, when you move out of communities where there are decent numbers of peoples of color. So I would expect, for example, this to not be a problem for the black community the wealthy black community in, say, Atlanta, right? Because even though, you wealthy, there's a lot of sort of wealthy black people that you can probably surround yourself very easily with in northern Georgia. Whereas, say, down here in South Florida, it can be considerably more difficult. And so you sort of have to actively seek out groups. I don't know what the state of like organizations like Jack and Jill are anymore these days. But just organizations where it's black people that are coming together doing black things, just doing things together. That time, that exposure, celebrating blackness is something that if you're not aware that it's lacking, as I think a lot of these parents around here are, then your kids can grow up without any sort of meaningful appreciation of the black experience or the black struggle or black anything. It's not like they're gonna get it in school. Damn it, we already know that. So if they're not getting it in school, then that means they got to get it at home, because they're probably not going to get it from their friends or their friends' families, right? Because you probably ain't got too many black people around, which means, all of a sudden the burden is much higher. And again, if you're not aware that you got to be on top of that, man, you grow up and your kids don't like black people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do some black people say I have Native American in my family in order to feel more interesting or valuable than other black people?
The same reason why white people say that shit all the fucking time.
Well, I think that one's sort of, I think that one's interesting, sort of in the same way that the question about being light skinned was sort of a thing for our community and for other communities of color, really.
Yeah.
The lighter that you can associate yourself to being, the more acceptable, in, as Angelus spent plenty of time talking about, so I won't belabor the point, but the more credibility in this sort of westernized light is right culture.
Yeah.
And so, Native American, even though Native Americans can't even be excited about being Native Americans, we can oftentimes be quick to grab onto a little bit great grandma was half Cherokee, which I think Cherokee she was. Too. There's always Cherokees was down for the cause, apparently, man. Like, I think all of us got some Cherokee or some. I don't know too many Navajo, but I know a lot of brothers with some Cherokee in them, where they think it's Cherokee. Maybe that's the only name that brothers know. Cherokee.
I think that's the only name that any American knows, man. Like, doesn't
it's
matter
a very
where
common one.
Yeah, like no matter where you are in America, like, you're gonna hear somebody, I'm like 1/16 Cherokee. Like,
I think Cherokee weren't even around over here.
Yeah, it's like.
Like, I would like to know, though, I just sort of speaking of, I would like to know my makeup. I have not done any of those like DNA tests. And I don't know how accurate they are, like the little $100, order and take it and send in your vial of spit. But if they're accurate or getting better, I would like to have more sort of context into, the sort of the full breadth and width of what came to ultimately be me. You know what I mean? And
that's something. Find out how much Cherokee you have in you.
I like to know how much Cherokee. I like to know how much Irish I got in me. I know my great. Damn. I think it was my great grandfather was my great grandmother was Irish or something in the hell, something like that. I don't know. My grandfather told me, but it's like, it's one thing to hear it. Some things can be folk tales passed down from generations, and it's another thing to just have things confirmed. And that's something that, as black people in particular, is something that, you know, we don't have much contact with as far as our history is beyond a certain point. So, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
the last one is, why are we always looking for the discount?
Everybody looking for the damn discount. It's a reason why Walmart is popular. Damn it! It's not because people want to pay full price for stuff.
Exactly. Why the fuck do you think I shop on Steam, nigga? Like,
yeah, what's that even mean?
I'm not trying to pay $60 when I can get some for $40. Like, it's called saving money.
Yeah, I see questions like that. You know, you almost wonder if they're coming from the perspective of, do these people think that white people just shop? Like, it's just this the closest store, so I'm gonna go to it.
It's like, crazy. No. It's a crazy stereotype. Like, have you ever seen that TV show Coupon, whatever the fuck it's about?
Oh, crazy couponers.
There you go. All those motherfuckers are white.
Yes,
it's like they are. Nobody likes to pay full price for something, yo, because like we feel that if we can get it cheaper, why not? Like, seriously, if you're presented two options, something at $60 and that same object at $40, why in the fucking hell would you pay $60?
Damn. I'm waiting for J-Will to move out here to get that Domino's discount.
But it's real talk, and you're right, Angelus, and you wouldn't. And I think that, you know, the reason that Targets and Walmarts and Best Buys are driving out small businesses isn't because black people decided they weren't going to shop locally, right? Like, everybody decided that they, you know, were going to shop at these big chain stores because things are less expensive. It's not even rocket science. I can save money here, you say? Okay, good, because I have a finite amount of money available.
Exactly.
And if I can keep some extra to do something I'd like to do with instead of these bare necessities of life, then I'm going to do them.
Preach.
Damn, was that a Disney rhyme I just...
Probably. Knowing
bare necessities.
I mean, that shit's evident in every fucking, you know, culture. Like, hell, look at the very inclusive culture that is the Asian, like the various Asian cultures. Like, if you go to like Duluth, Georgia, like they've got like this huge Korean enclave there, you know, and it's like those small mom and pop shops, like they're getting muscled out by fucking H Mart because H Mart gives you discounts. Shit's on sale. Like, why would I go to mom and pop store to buy some like $20 kimchi when I can go to H Mart and get that shit for $12?
That's real talk.
Like, that's not a black thing. That's a person wants to save money thing. Like,
to that end, though, I will say that I have been making a slightly more concerted effort to.
Oh, have you?
To patron locally.
I thought you meant to save money.
Yeah, me sounds like really?
Didn't you just buy a Vive and spend like 2 G's on VR that has like 3 games?
2 G's on VR and a computer.
I need you guys to get on this Vive, man.
I'm sorry that all of us don't have Vive money like you, Dreams.
But this shit is fire, though.
Yeah,
Just get a second job.
So simple.
I know you people don't like to work, but you know, if you get a second job,
see, this is what happens when you give half white kids.
All right, see you guys in 2 weeks.
This is what happens when you give half white kids just too much power. Like, they just go wild. I'm about to go get a DNA test, man. But like, I already know what my shit's gonna be. On my mom's side, you're not gonna find shit past my grandma.
You don't think so?
Well, I mean, well, depends. Like, will it be able to trace to other countries, or is it just America?
Yeah. No. Those DNA tests go to whatever country the DNA points to. Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, then, my mom's side will go to the Dominican Republic, and then a slave ship somewhere.
Yeah.
My dad's side, I have no fucking clue, actually.
Interesting. The one you're thinking of is Ancestry, which is just sort of traces back based on like actual records. Whereas the DNA test, that's straight blood. They can go all the way.
Okay, might have to check that out because my dad's side is pretty crazy actually.
Okay,
so I don't think I'd be spending money on that.
No,
I ain't saying
no.
Yeah, you think it would disappoint you?
Mine's just gonna come back. You're 117.5% Mexican. Like, yep, I knew it.
I mean, but see, then it may trace it back to Spain. You know, if there's some Spanish root. I mean, some Spain roots, you know, from Spain, Spanish. You know, and then it could go back further from there. You know, maybe people came from, I don't know, wherever the hell.
What site you planning to use, Dreams?
Probably family tree DNA. I think that's the one I've heard of the most frequently.
Isn't there one called 23andMe?
20. That sounds familiar. I think I've seen commercials about that.
Yeah, I think that's the only one I know of anyway.
Oh, I'm on their website now. They got a whole bunch of different products. The Family Finder, the Y.
That one got Dream scared because he fled Cleveland to get away from his family.
This is new. They have a separate thing for the mother's line and the father's line now. That's dope because it uses the particular chromosome. So that's interesting. This is new because I looked at this a couple years ago and was like, I don't know.
Dream's got that money though. He can do this kind of shit for fun.
Yeah. Well.
How much is it?
Well, they have
half a vibe.
The three different options. I mean, it's not as expensive as I think people may have thought it.
What's your definition? Because
so whatever Family Finder is, I don't know what Family Finder is in terms of the scope of the service, but it's $99. The father's line option, which is Y-DNA, whatever that is, all of these have learn more buttons on them. Y chromosome is 170, and mother's line is 199.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
that's like
done.
half a vibe.
Yeah.
I mean, but this is one of those things you do it once, and you have some really interesting results, right? You can get a list of countries to go visit and be like, hey, I'm from here.
If we can't afford the fucking thing, what makes you think we can afford to go to the country?
Look, fam, I already told you to get a second job.
If I'm working 2 jobs, I don't know what
you're talking about, Dreams. That's to me, that's the thing you do once and then have to sell drugs to make money for the rest of the month.
Oh shit!
This could be interesting.
Could it?
Well, I hope you have fun with your money.
Yeah, Dreams. Must be nice to be making 6 digits a year. Meanwhile, back for the rest of us.
Oh damn! This gets expensive. Wait a minute.
I'm just gonna talk to my grandma. I'm just gonna ask her what's up.
Man, something that's expensive for Dreams. Oh shit.
Yeah, my grandfather's father was a slave. He's 90. I want to say 94 now. So he was born in the teens, I believe, late teens, and yeah.
Okay, you said he's 90 something.
Yeah, he was born. I want to say
slavery was abolished in 1865. B.
Well, maybe it was his grandfather. Then I don't know. Look, it's close enough.
When you said that, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, my uncle was a slave.
I was like, wait a minute, B.
Yeah, hold on. Let me carry that one. Yeah,
I was so confused when you said that, yo. I was like, wait a minute.
You're probably right. You're probably right about that.
I hope he didn't say this shit. Hey, Dreams, yo. Dreams, did you say that shit like during your school projects and shit? Like my great granddad was a slave.
This is a prime example. You talk too much, and all of a sudden you just stepped in some stuff that you didn't even realize, and you was wrong.
Here's a funny thing, yo, fam. You've said that to me like a couple times, and every time I wanted to correct you. I was
consistent then, right?
But I wanted to correct you, but I was like, you were so passionate about it. I felt bad. But now it's like, all right, you're on a podcast saying this shit. I got to correct you real quick.
I do appreciate it. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. Because as soon as you said he was born in the teens, I was like, does this dude not know that slavery was abolished
look, man,
before that?
Look, I ain't do the quick math, damn it. I ain't do the quick math.
Because the very first time you said that shit, I started thinking of my own grandma. I was like, wait a minute, my grandma's in her 90s. What the fuck is he talking about? But I let it go. I was like, you know what?
Well, you know what? Maybe his father came from the islands where he got abolished later. And I don't know. I don't know yet.
Damn. See,
I need to make
this is
some
that thing
phone
we were
calls.
talking about earlier about people sounding bright until they start talking and shit, and like, oh damn.
I'm telling you, man.
At least you didn't say some Hotep shit.
Oh no, never. I stay woke, fam.
Like, man, my granddad was a slave, so fucking killing everybody. Like, whoa. Like, whoa. This dude about to go to jail for some shit his granddad really was not. He's fucking testifying and shit. My granddad was a slave. Like, son, do you know when slavery was over?
Look, let me live, man. Let me live in my dream.
Damn shame. This was a fun episode, fellas.
It was. You was passionate all podcast, fam. You was on it, man. I promise. If I had one of those soundboards, I'm telling you, I would have an organ button, and I'd be hitting that boy regularly.
I'm very passionate about my social awareness.
You are, man. I appreciate that. You was like me with 3 helpings of Ben Carson. I felt it.
I don't know what that means, but I feel like I was insulted a little bit.
No, I used to get irritated.
No, okay, I got you. I thought you were trying to say that I was you plus 3 Ben Carsons. I was like, whoa, whoa. I was about to be like, yo, are you for real right now?
I'm glad we straightened that out.
It's like, man, you saying all kinds of things right now, man. Like, what's going on?
I know, right?
Like, what did I do to you? That we were boys, and you just call me Ben Carson times 3 and shit. Like, damn.
No, you do nothing, fam. You are permanently invited to come visit. Hit this vibe up. hit the beach in the Rolls.
About to drive 200 miles to play the vibe.
Look, man. These are small sacrifices.
That's how broke I am. I can't afford my own, so I just drove a couple hundred miles.
Okay, that does sound like a questionable voyage. Now that you put it in that context.
Wait, did you say you got a Rolls?
Fam.
I remember you showed me pictures.
How come I'm paying to host this podcast?
Like, you showed me pictures of a Rolls Royce, but I didn't know that was yours. You said that was like your preacher's.
Huh? Fam.
Why the fuck do you have a Rolls?
Dreams, how come you haven't sponsored the podcast?
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
I love you. What do you mean?
What do you do? What the
I work, fam.
What do you do?
That's all. Just like everybody else.
Fam, I've asked you this question for the last like 2 damn years. What do you do? Because you do some web shit, but I don't know exactly what you do on the web. But whatever you do apparently can make you afford a fucking Rolls.
Fam, I help people.
This nigga sells drugs like a motherfucker, man.
I just help people. Family.
A lot of coke comes through Miami.
Yeah,
it does. That's true.
Miami is a great place.
I question you, fam.
Fam, don't.
You remind me of Tyga from the movie Dope right now. You know that?
Oh, damn. See, any reference to Tyga is probably not a compliment these days.
Have you seen that movie?
I have not.
You should get on that.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty good. You should watch it.
Did you like The Wood?
The Wood? See, I was going to say, I'm glad that none of the questions from that website from earlier.
BuzzFeed?
From BuzzFeed. I'm glad none of the questions were anything like, how come y'all don't watch enough black movies? Because I've not seen The Wood or most of these other ones that you might know.
So remember that question about BuzzFeed about taking away your black card?
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you guys next time.
All right.